Hey guys, welcome back to Meraki V Writes. I am Autumn Vera and I can't wait to share with you guys this review. I was able to join the blog tour for Everywhere You Don't Belong by Gabriel Bump, and I have to say, although it was not initially my type of read, I did get into the book and I'm glad that I did. So if you guys haven't checked out Everywhere You Don't Belong, make sure to do so. The link is located down below. The paperback version was just released on the 12th. So go ahead and get a purchase yourself so that way you can check out how great this book is. If you haven't heard about the book, here is a quick summary. Claude is a young African-American man. He is living in South Chicago, and it is just following his experiences from when he was a young boy into young adulthood about how he has been faced with different circumstances on the fact that he is Black. There has been a lot of violence around him since a young age. He has to deal with certain points in his life where he has faced failures, where he has faced accusations against him, where he has to face hardships of losing loved ones and family. So there is a lot of different scenarios and different key points in his life that you get to see in the book itself. I read it and I initially thought that the book was going to be something different. Although the author doesn't use an abundance of description in the book, he knows that there is violence, there's something wrong going on in his neighborhood. He doesn't want to try and face it or change it for himself. In all honesty, he's probably like most of us who just want to get away from the situation and not have anything to do with it. He wants to go somewhere where he feels like he can fit in and it doesn't have to be about his race. But as he grows up, he comes to realize that every situation that he comes in contact to deals with race on some point. There is a situation where he is faced with a young kid who is bullying him, and this goes back into high school, and the coach of the basketball team literally threatens him and says, "I can ruin you if you try to snitch on the guy who was bullying you." And it's because in that circumstance, Claude doesn't realize why that is such a significant point. He's trying to figure out what exactly can you ruin me with, but it's because he is African American and anything that somebody can say can go against him. Fortunately, none of that came about and he was able to walk away from that situation. But at the same time, there's a lot of confusion, anger, and sadness going on in his mind. I like how the writer expressed those emotions as confusion because you don't really know what you're feeling in those type of situations. Again, there is another scenario where Claude is faced with a riot head on. He doesn't know what is happening. And it expresses a lot of what's happening in today's society. There are a lot of riots, protests, and there is a lot of violence going on. And because of that, there are certain key points in the book that discuss what it means to be active in the right way and the wrong way. There are activists trying to go about using violence against violence. There are activists going about trying to use peace against violence. And then there is just the middle, which is Claude, trying to figure out how does he fit in the situation. So I enjoyed the book. I give it 4 stars out of 5. While there were some instances where I wish there was a deeper description of what was going on in his surroundings, in his home life, I did enjoy the levels that you get to see from him growing up into young adulthood. The only thing I would note about this book is the fact that the ending seemed to rush. I wanted more for the ending, and here is just a quick insight. Claude is involved with this girl named Janice, and unfortunately her father is the one who gets caught up in the riots and something happens to him, and now she's living with Claude and his family. But there comes a point where the two reconnect and they're in this really tough situation that she has gotten herself involved in, and it escalates from there quite quickly. I didn't see this much action or fast-paced plot line throughout the rest of the book. It just was like a slow build-up and then super rushed all the way up to the top. I'm not sure what was happening at that point. I was Not sure if that was like a metaphor of something. I'll probably have to go back and read those few chapters later, but I did wish there was more of a realistic plot point at the end than just something to just fit in and tie everything together. But if you've read the book Everywhere You Don't Belong, let me know your thoughts below. I am going to post my written review tomorrow, so I will update the links down below later. And if you have any other key points that you want to note about this particular novel, please do so. I would love to discuss it with you and see your viewpoints. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.